Hello everyone and welcome to Best Side Cycling. Today I'm here at the east end of the 520 trail after you cross the bridge. I'm with my commuter bike today, so fully loaded up. I was running some errands, lock, full bag and everything. And yeah, we're gonna go for a nice ride connecting to the I-90 trail. So this is a pretty popular sort of route, but it's also one of the most confusing, especially as a beginner. So I have tons to talk about. So let's get going here. It's an extremely beautiful day. Almost everyone and their best friends are out on their bikes. And yep, so the route that I'm going to show you today is what I think is probably the easiest to navigate, and I would reckon one of the most common if your goal is simply to get from the 520 to the I-90 trail. Things might be a little different if you're trying to do the full Washington Loop, but I'll show you this route. You can still do the full Washington Loop using this. There's just a lot of options when you get here to the east side. So one of the funny things about once you're here, we just passed the Evergreen parking ride, which is a pretty common place to meet up. But we're not actually in Bellevue right now. This is actually the very small city of Medina, most famously known for sort of being the residences of people like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates during their time here. So this whole block right now is basically like a billionaire's block with driveways leading into really far places. But about the route that we're doing today, it's about 6 miles and then 300 feet, so 50 feet per every mile. It's a very typical type of hilliness that you'll find here. And yeah, I don't have any e-power today, so I'm gonna see how this commentating goes, but I'm more or less gonna ride at a pretty chill pace, but there's probably gonna be some hills that will take a good amount of energy from me. But yeah, with the day this nice, that doesn't hurt to go just relax and soak in the sun. So yeah, I mean, in terms of all the different routes, you have options here. Like you'll notice there's like a lot of different turns and things. And I remember when I first started biking and then I came over that bridge because it seemed like a cool ride. It just popped over here with these big roads. It can be pretty daunting. So hopefully this helps to sort of give at least what I think is the navigationally probably one of the easiest options to pick from to connect the two. So, and then that makes a really nice loop if you're doing it from South Lake Union or something like that. I think it's about like 28-30 miles to do the two bridges loop. So nice. And yeah, I'm really happy to do this just because there's a lot of positive reception from the previous video I did around the downtown commute. So I'm hoping that I can just pick routes that people are interested in and yeah, really just ride them together with you. But things definitely aren't going to be as action-packed as downtown. Mainly just a lot of roads until we get closer to downtown Bellevue. That will be a whole thing on its own. But little gradients here are pretty common, so we're now just climbing this little 3-4% grade. But yep. Right now it's about like 18 degrees Celsius, I think, like close to 68. It's pretty warm. I'm really overdressed today, but I had to take my gloves off. So is that a golf cart? I guess that is a golf cart. There is a golf course sort of up to the left. I don't know if those are street legal though. That's interesting. I guess I do see interesting things. So yeah, as soon as you look left or right around here, you'll see really big homes. Medina's here. And then in West Bellevue, there's Clyde Hill, another very affluent neighborhood. So I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I think the population of Medina is like, I think it's like less than 3,000. And they managed to have their own city with their own police officers, city hall, everything. So now we got downhill going for us, which is great. And yeah, I mean, this route that I'm doing in particular doesn't have, there's a lot of sections like this where there's no explicit bike amenities, but the road is sort of wide enough to accommodate and it's not super duper busy. But you can see, like I'm riding right now, what time is it? Like 3:30. It's sort of like getting to the rushy hour part of the day. So there's some traffic here, but this is, yeah, this is not a, that's Northeast 12th Street we just passed here. This is another common through road you can use to get to Lake Washington Boulevard. But to be honest, I don't really like using that road as much because it's got some really weird light intersection and traffic lights. This route that we're doing today actually features, I think, pretty much no traffic lights until we get to downtown Bellevue, which is pretty good. But still gotta watch out for cars. One's in front, one behind. Coming up on the left here is the Medina Post Office. And then up ahead is the Medina Beach Park as well as their town hall. And also, super fun fact, that's where I got engaged. So, yep. So this is a pretty memorable place for me. It's got great views and a nice park, and you can definitely see Rainier from here on a really nice day. I wonder if we can see it today. Probably can, but from here what we're going to do is actually make a left. So we're going to make a left here. So yeah, as soon as you get to this big park, you make a left, and then you can keep going. I think they're watching out for the kids, and then keep going straight. And yeah, it's gonna be through some more residential roads, but you'll keep getting views of the water, so still overall quite the nice ride. And there's like a lot of beach parks around Lake Washington, so this is a big one. But then up ahead, there's going to be Clyde Hill, and also Medina Beach Park, which is the, oh sorry, Maiden Bower Beach Park, which is sort of like the main one. So there's a lot. But yeah, every single one of these homes are really nice. And this whole area actually got repaved not that long ago. So it's silky smooth. I think that's the thing you will notice riding here on the east side compared to Seattle. The pavement quality is just a lot higher here in Bellevue. I think they put a ton of their budget into maintenance, or for whatever reason, and they have a lot less land to cover. So you'll also notice that. Just like this. And yeah, cyclists are just everywhere today. So, thank you. So yeah, he just gave me a shout out right now, so that was fun. He'll see himself in the video later. And then yeah, and then this is, I don't know which school that is actually, but I know that was redone before because all this was gravel for a while and now it's super silky smooth. But yeah, you can see the flow here is pretty nice, like not that much traffic, but I do think, yeah, coming from Seattle where you're usually in some type of protected infrastructure to this can feel pretty bad at starting. I'll have to admit that I'm super callous to it now, probably to a fault. So, but I don't know, riding on roads like these I'm just very used to. I mean, this is calm, but there's definitely gonna be cars that pass you every now and then on this 25-mile-per-hour road. But you can just house watch from here. There's just a lot of things to see. That guy had sculptures in his front yard, man. And then there's views of the water here to the right, huge. You can see Seattle from here. I think there's a nice little viewpoint from up ahead, so I'll just give you a idea of what it's like when we reach there. I think this is it actually. Yeah, let's just take a tiny quick detour, cycle across through the grass, and just get an idea of the view that you could have got from just all the different angles around here. Like basically just nice calm water. You see some mountains in the back, and it's just all different sort of angles of this. There's even some plane over there. Let's just keep rolling, but yeah, it's an honest favorite of mine. I mean, this way in particular, and but I don't know, when I first started out riding and then trying to commute through Bellevue, I was taking through like really random sort of configurations and patterns, so I'll try to point them all out. They all have their pros and cons, but I'd say if this is your first time or you're really just trying to get between the two, just do this one just because it's really easy to remember the routing too. So far we've only had one turn or two turns, so And then we're just gonna keep going. There's this little neighborhood area. That's awesome that the guy was able to recognize me so quickly. All right, so here's another slight gradient. Yeah, on a day as nice as today, you can't really go wrong. Yeah. But I don't know what you guys think, but sometimes these are my favorite types of roads to ride through versus like multi-use trails. Just it really depends on your speed and how busy it is that day. But yeah, these type of roads just tend to be a lot quieter, and you can just focus on riding your bike, looking at really nice houses. So that beeping you hear is I have a radar that tells me the car's behind me. It's super helpful. Just helps me like brace and get ready to get past. So this is like the perfect type of situation to use it whenever you have like an occasional passer. And in a city environment, urban environment, when your car's all the time, it's pretty useless. It'll just beep all day. But when it's occasionally, then it's very helpful. But after you go here, we're gonna sort of merge back in with Lake Washington Boulevard. It is a bit awkward because this road is the one with has to give the right of way, so just watch out for that. But very soon we'll end up on Main Street and then downtown Bellevue. But there's like a nice little descent here and a little curve to follow. So yeah, really gorgeous day today. I think people's ride seasons are officially starting now, which is appropriate, given how nice this weather is. So yeah, the slight bend here, and then yeah, as you see, we have the stop sign, so you gotta look to the left here to make sure we're more or less in the clear. There's almost usually always traffic, but we do have like a tiny shoulder, and this is probably the part that people say why riding in Bellevue sucks, and I also sort of agree with it. Here, there's hardly a shoulder there, so what you basically have to do is just take up some room and just keep going straight. I have a RAV4 behind me that's already acknowledges me, so I can take this room, and it's bumpy here, so it's sort of a double whammy. Then I usually try to let cars pass because making a car line up behind me is also not ideal. So it depends on your comfort level and what speed you're going at. But we're passing here, past Clyde Beach Park, and then it's trash day. So I guess I need to get back in the lane. And I'm just looking back right now. It's clear, so here we go again. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I really love just riding my commuter bike a lot too. I mean, the e-bike definitely gets me there faster and everything, but there's something about, I think I just got used to this position, as well as there's just something about using your own two-leg power to get everywhere while you still can. So yeah, you can see here, it gets a little cramped sometimes, pedestrians and others, and then cars behind. So for this section, as popular as this is, it's really not the best. But it is what it is. So we'll keep going, and then yeah. What happened to this shed? It's like It's like tilted. It's completely not straight. Okay, anyway, we're here. Now we're at Maidenbauer Park, which is pretty basically, other than downtown Bellevue Park, the main park that they've invested in over here. We'll also just take a quick peek because I think it is a pretty cool park. So look at it from up here. It's a very interesting configuration just because it's like there's like a steep hill that leads you down to the park, and then yeah, but it's a very popular one. Beach area, this little like pier thing, and then you can even walk in further. So, and they're even expanding this further, coming really soon. So a lot of money went into this really nice park. And then I think REI even hosts like some sort of water sports and stuff over there in the summer. So yeah, definitely worth checking out by bike. But we'll keep on going as we're like basically to downtown Bellevue, and then we can do our connection towards the I-90 Trail. All right, so that was that, and then we can keep going here. All right, so it is a little bit close to rush hour, so this is gonna get interesting. Main Street's pretty busy. This area, we suddenly lose our bike lane, and then there's like a ton of parking. So I will just take this slow and we'll get through it. But usually there is room to get by if cars go. But yeah, this section is one section that's in the Bike Bellevue sort of project that's coming up and sort of in the works. So definitely give your support to that, because that will fix this a little bit more for sure. As after you get past that parking, we get our little shoulder again. Yeah, it's been a lot back and forth on that. It can really use the support, and yeah, I mean, all it means is like just sending an email or message to City Council of Bellevue, and that can go a long way with your own personal stories of how it's going. But yeah, we're just gonna sneak by here. And yeah, now this is Old Bellevue, I think they call it. A lot of restaurants, a lot of stores. It's really just old in name. I don't know why it's called Old Bellevue, because a lot of the things are new now. But yeah, if you make it right here, you can use Killarney, which is a much steeper sort of climbing option to get through to the south end. You see some other cyclists here, but we're gonna use 108, which is probably the most common way people do it. But yeah, this is 101 Avenue for the hilly option, but that was really hilly. And yeah, these other roads are not used nearly as much, but we'll just wait here. I think there's one good sort of practice to go by is you definitely just don't want to mess with trucks. They just don't really have much visibility or anything, so I don't really get close to them if I know they're gonna move, unless I'm really confident that they know where I am. So in this situation, we can just chill a little while, and we'll get to our bike lane very soon, hopefully. But we'll see, actually. Yeah. Now, honestly, maybe sometimes it varies day to day. But yeah, here there's a ton of new stores. Dough Zone, Nana's Green Tea, just all the new, I mean, I'm mentioning stuff that I like, Asian desserts, but yeah, there's a lot of new things. Here in this lane turns into the bike lane into some nice for Bellevue, pretty nice buffered bike lanes here on Main Street. So, and then other things to note here is probably that This is Bellevue Way, sort of one of the main arterials through downtown. And then on the left here is Greg Cycles, just like a block. So for people doing the Lake Washington Loop and like riding through here, if you have troubles, you can go over there. But it's honestly a really odd location for a bike store. But I would say it's at least reachable, or not that bad. But we're gonna go there to 108, and then we'll turn right. And then that's basically all the directions, because if you go straight on 108 to I-90, you're gonna hit it. So that's why I think I wanted to start out with this route, because I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the most popular versions, as well as it is really the simplest and the one that I would do most of the time. Yeah. But yeah, there's a ton of cars here. But I've seen more and more bikes as some of these time goes by. All right, let's go. Yeah, so 108 is basically your main ticket to go north-south through downtown Bellevue. It's sort of built out purposely with sort of protected bike lanes across. There on the left, you'll see sort of the main and only instance of like an off-street sort of bike lane that's really in a common area here on Main Street. So there's things here. And then up there is a Pagliacci Pizza, a really famous chain around here. People like to go eat, and they always have like freebies for like special days. So that's pretty neat. Sometimes I make use of these leading lights. So Bellevue does implement the leading pedestrian lights. Most of the time, as a cyclist, if you use the leading light, you're basically just starting on time, because there's like a big delay. So I think those have a big implication for both pedestrians and cyclists, which is great. And then yeah, up here is going to be 108, and this is an area that cars will merge in, so you gotta watch out always here when you're riding on the east side for our cars. And then yeah, this is a nice bike intersection, has bike boxes, detectors and everything. But we're just gonna make a right turn here, and this is basically your last direction to get to I-90. So total of like 3 turns you need to make it. So it's not that bad, but I remember being so confused when I first got here to Bellevue and I was first riding my bike. So So 108 here is another, yeah, we passed by like a school area right now. So this is Bellevue High School to the right, the Wolverines, I think. And yeah, I mean, it never gets too busy, but cars definitely need to go into the other lane to pass through here. So I just stay a little bit to the right, and then it's usually fine. But there's usually bikes. There's a lot of people that use this road. Hello.
Hello. Safe out there.
Thank you. Good reminder to be safe out there. But yeah. So coming up, there's gonna be a good, really nice steep pitch. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, especially since it's right after a traffic light, after Bellevue Way. But otherwise, no, this is just slight gradients again, up and down as you ride through here. All right, so we we got this nice downhill portion coming up, and then it's the steep uphill. And then there's this truck. So I confirmed he saw me, so I can keep going. But sometimes they really don't see you. Stop sign here. Yeah, this descent's like decently steep, so you can definitely pick up some good speed. And there's almost always cars at the bottom, as you'll see. So there's room to avoid them on the right, but just slow it down. Like here, like there's barely enough room there. So I'm just taking it super easy on this descent. Yeah. Oh. Awkward. Yeah, you see how awkward that was? Yeah, you need to play safe, but here's that uphill. So we did actually have to wait for the light, which is pretty good. But let's try to see how I do on this thing. As I'll try to keep an eye on the gradient counter here. Tipping at 8, 10. See if it goes higher than 10. Yeah, I think it's 11. I think 11-ish sounds about right. It's definitely very steep compared to what you normally ride. But it's not very long. We're almost at the end of it. And I think there's a school bus waiting behind me. We'll see. Oh, done the hill, and the school bus is past us. All right. So still straight away to I-90. The markings and the bike amenities sort of fluctuate here, but it's okay. Feels not bad, but it's sort of bumpy right now, the pavement. So yeah, I really liked how so many of you enjoyed these sort of more long form, just chill riding content. So really happy to do more. Actually, sort of delighted because these, in terms of the editing and all that process, it saves a lot of time there. Yeah, doing all this yourself, it actually adds up to a lot of time per video. So I'm happy to do whatever I can to get people out on bikes. So this is a very easy way for me because I'm always out riding anyway. So putting on this GoPro, it's set up, it's not too much, and I love talking about biking. But yeah, you saw there that curb cutout. Yeah, it's just awkward. The bike lane coming in and out, and then now we're back on Sharrows again. So this one area I think definitely can be improved just to be more consistent in terms of where bikes are expected to be. But we're just a few blocks away from the I-90 Trail. And yeah, I think for some of you, this might not be super comfortable to ride here like this. And there's probably some other options that do have painted bike lanes, but they also have higher traffic. So there's sort of really weird toss-ups. None of the routes through Bellevue are perfect, as is through any city. But let me know what you think of this one. Or if you've probably ridden it, maybe share some tips to other people about how you maneuver through this. There is like a little sidewalk here, but it's pretty narrow and mossy. But we approached our final downhill, where we'll basically leads you right to Eastside, but also to the I-90 Trail. So let's finish this off. Also pick up pretty decent speed here, and the pavement's just a little bit bumpy to just control. And then here it's awkward because you'll see the main connection here onto the I-90 Trail is that little inlet where that cyclist is right now, and you have to make this turn here like this. So I slowed all the way down, and then to go to Mercer Island, to westbound where most people would be if you're doing it the route like this, is this direction. Hope you found that one interesting as well. I really love just how beautiful it is today here, and always comment for more suggestions because I'm eager to listen and try anything that you guys give me. So we're here. That about wraps it up for this video. I'm here at this Bellevue sign, basically where the I-90 Trail leads onto Mercer Island, and yeah, you're officially on the I-90 Trail ready to go. So let me know what you think of that video, what you want to see next, and I'll see you all in the next one.